Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. This time, we're going to really get into urgency in e-commerce. This whole deep dive is actually powered by Growth Suite, and they help Shopify stores run these, well, smart discount campaigns. I think you can even try it free on the Shopify App Store. But more on that at the end. Today, we've got some really interesting insights to share, all thanks to Mohammed Tawfiqipan.
Oh, yeah, he's the founder of Growth Suite, by the way.
Right, and author of Introduction to Growth Hacking. The guy's analyzed something like over 300 Shopify stores. So he definitely knows what he's talking about.
It's wild how many people just think urgency is like slapping up a limited time sale banner. But it's so much deeper than that. It gets into like human psychology, how we decide to buy stuff.
So walk me through this. What makes it more than just a sale?
Well, Tawfiqipan, he actually redefines conversion itself.
Okay.
Most folks think it's just getting that purchase, but he's saying it's getting them to buy right now. That immediacy is key.
So less about do they want it, more about do they need it now?
Exactly. And that's where procrastination comes in. Think about when you shop online. How often do you add something to your cart and then, poof, close the tab, forget all about it?
Oh, all the time. It's like, I can come back to this later, but later never comes.
Right. Our brains are efficient. They're saving energy. No urgency. We put it off. Tawfiqipan says we got to use that instinct, make it work for conversions.
So instead of fighting it, we use procrastination to our advantage. Interesting. But does creating this urgency, does it actually have, like, measurable benefits?
Oh, absolutely. Tawfiqipan's research, and there was this CXL study too, they found urgency can increase sales, get this, by 332%. That's not just a little boost, it's a total game changer.
332. Wow. I'd be happy with half that, honestly. But it's got to be more than just sales, right? What other benefits are we talking?
Think about your sales cycle, right? Urgency can make that time between browsing and buying much shorter.
So you're turning over inventory faster.
Exactly. Free up resources, the whole business runs more efficiently.
Makes sense. And I bet it affects marketing ROI, too.
Yeah.
You got ads bringing people in, but if they're not buying,
Yeah,
urgency could be what gets them to actually spend.
that's it. You're capitalizing on the momentum your marketing already built. But here's the thing. There's a right way to do this, and then there's the very wrong way.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some tactics that are just, well, pushy, to put it nicely. Like those countdown timers, they're everywhere these days.
They can work, but so easy to mess up. One of the biggest mistakes is copying those giant sites, like what Amazon does, only 2 left in stock, that kind of stuff.
Oh, or when the stock number changes, depending on what browser you're using. That's an instant red flag for me, like they're trying to trick me.
Right. You lose trust instantly, and that's the opposite of what you want. Then you got those generic discount codes always floating around, welcome me 10, save 20. If they're always there, they don't feel urgent at all.
So how do we do it right? Create urgency that feels real and actually works.
This is where Tawfiqipan's got a solution. Time-limited smart discounts. And this is what Growth Suite is really good at.
Okay, smart discounts. I like the sound of that. What makes them different?
Imagine this. An AI system analyzes each person visiting your site, figures out how likely they are to buy, then personalizes a discount just for them.
So not just blasting the same sale to everyone.
Nope. Someone looks ready to buy, maybe they get a smaller discount, but a very short time limit, just enough to push them over the edge.
Because they were probably going to buy anyway. They just needed that last little nudge.
Exactly.
Oh.
But someone just casually browsing, they might get a bigger discount, get their attention, but still with that time limit to encourage quick action.
That's smart. But wait, so does each shopper get a unique code then? That sounds like a logistical nightmare.
That's the cool part about Growth Suite. Each shopper does get their own code, but it's automatically applied at checkout. No remembering it, no copy pasting, totally seamless.
Slick. So these offers, they're not just popping up once and then vanishing.
Nope, they're there throughout the whole shopping experience. Little reminder on the product page, the cart, even the cart drawer. Seeing that discounted price everywhere reinforces the value and the urgency without being annoying.
Gentle nudge, not a shove. I like that. Can you give me an example like how it actually looks on a website?
Sure. Let's say you're looking at some headphones. You're on the product page reading about them.
Okay, I'm picturing it. I'm already thinking, I gotta have these. But the price is making me hesitate.
And just then, little notification pops up top of the screen. 15% off these headphones for the next 20 minutes, something like that. Not a huge pop-up, just a reminder.
Okay, I see it. And that timer's ticking down, making me sweat a little.
Right. And next to the old price, you see the new, discounted one. Really makes it clear what you're saving. Then you go to your cart, and boom! Discounted price is still there, another timer, just in case you forgot.
They're not giving you a chance to reconsider. This is really making me think about how much psychology goes into online shopping. It's cool, but also kind of creepy.
It is, and it's all about using it ethically, making the experience better for everyone involved, the shoppers and the sellers.
So we've talked about the benefits, how Growth Suite does it right with these smart discounts. But isn't this just a fancy way of saying limited time sale? What's so smart about it?
Ah, great question. It's not just slapping a timer on everything, it's about understanding how each person shops, what makes them tick, and then personalizing the offer accordingly.
So each person's getting a custom-made deal based on their history on the site, how they interact with
So
stuff. That's impressive. Doesn't that get kind of Big Brother-ish for the shopper, though?
that's a valid concern, and being transparent is key. Shoppers should know their behavior is being analyzed to make things better for them. But done right, it feels less like spying, more like a helpful assistant. You're more likely to buy if it's the right thing at the right time with the right deal.
I guess it's all about finding that sweet spot between personalization and respecting privacy. So we've talked about how businesses can use urgency, but what about us, just regular shoppers? Can we use these ideas to our advantage?
Absolutely. Understanding how urgency works, it makes you a smarter shopper. You spot those tactics, you avoid impulse buys, you make better decisions.
So next time I see limited time offer, I got to stop and think, do I need this or am I just reacting to the timer?
Exactly. Know those triggers and you're in control. You make choices that work for you, for your budget, everything.
This has been really eye-opening. I feel like I get urgency on a whole new level now.
Glad to hear it. And don't forget, this deep dive was powered by Growth Suite, the tool we've been talking about.
Right. If you're running a Shopify store and want to see how these smart discounts work, you can test it out totally free on your Shopify store. Just go to the Shopify App Store and search for Growth Suite.
Definitely worth checking out, especially if you're looking to boost those conversions, make that shopping experience more engaging.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to leave you with something to think about. How can you use these urgency principles, not just for shopping, but in other parts of your life? That project you've been putting off or a big decision you're stuck on.
It's a powerful idea worth exploring. Sometimes a little urgency is all we need to get things moving.
And with that, we'll leave you to ponder those possibilities.
Hmm.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
See you next time. It's funny you should mention those finishing projects and making decisions because procrastination, man, that can really kill your productivity. But like we were saying, that little bit of urgency can help you get over that hump.
Yeah, it's almost like we need that deadline hanging over our heads to kick our brains into gear. But how do we create that for ourselves without someone else breathing down our necks, I mean?
One way is, well, you got to set really clear goals, right? With specific deadlines, got to make them realistic, though. It's way harder to procrastinate when you know exactly what you're aiming for. And breaking down those big goals into smaller chunks makes them less scary.
Right. Like that old saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. But even with bite-sized tasks, we still find ways to put things off.
That's where self-accountability comes in. Tell a friend what you're working on, even post about it online, get that social pressure going. When someone else knows, it's kind of like extra motivation to actually do it.
Like having a cheerleader in your corner.
Hmm.
Or maybe someone to give you a little nudge when you start slacking off. But okay, we've talked a lot about the good side of urgency, but let's be real, sometimes it feels kind of manipulative, especially in marketing.
Oh, totally agree. There's a fine line between persuasion, like doing it ethically, and just straight up manipulation. And that's why transparency is so important. Shoppers should know, hey, we're looking at what you're doing on the site, but it's to make things better for you. Building trust, not tricking people.
And that goes back to what we were saying about those fake scarcity tactics. You're not being honest. You're not just losing a sale, you're losing your reputation.
100%. Shoppers are smart. They can smell those tricks from a mile away. Authenticity is key. Gotta keep it real.
So sounds like the takeaway here is urgency can be a really powerful tool
Yeah.
in business, in our personal lives, you name it. But we got to use it responsibly.
Well put. And remember, this whole deep dive was powered by Growth Suite. It's that AI tool helping Shopify stores run those smart discount campaigns.
Right? Growth Suite lets you use that urgency, but in a way that's personalized, ethical, turns those window shoppers into buyers. No shady tricks required.
And you can actually try it out on your Shopify store completely free. Just go to the Shopify App Store and search for Growth Suite. Simple as that.
So whether you're running a business or just trying to, get things done in your life, understanding this whole urgency thing, it can really give you an edge.
It's all about knowing those triggers, using them to your advantage, but without, compromising your values or losing the trust of your audience.
Great stuff. That's all really interesting food for thought. It really is amazing, like, how much urgency is all around us. Not even just when we're shopping online. I mean, it's everywhere.
Oh, for sure. Think about travel, right? Booking a trip.
Hmm.
That fear of missing out on the best deal or like all the rooms are going to be gone makes you hit that book now button real quick.
Or concert tickets. I've definitely bought tickets to stuff totally on impulse, just because there was some limited time sale. Yeah.
Perfect examples, right? Urgency doing its job. And most of the time, we don't even feel tricked. We're just happy we got the deal. Like it's a game we're playing and we won.
Yeah, but there's a big difference between that and feeling like you were pushed into something or misled, which, let's face it, happens a lot.
That's where those ethical lines come in. Urgency works, it's powerful, but got to use it responsibly. Helping people make good choices, not pushing them into something they'll regret later.
So how do we harness this power of urgency, not just as marketers or business owners, but in our own lives?
Hmm.
We were talking about procrastination earlier.
Yeah,
Can urgency help us actually get things done?
totally. Think about something you've been putting off, that project, that big goal. Sometimes you got to create that urgency yourself, even if it's not like a real deadline.
You mean like setting a hard deadline for ourselves even if nobody else is forcing us to?
Exactly. Our brains, they work off deadlines. Even if we're the ones who made it up, it's like we need that pressure to actually focus, get our priorities straight.
It's funny how that works, right? I'm the same way. I'll drag my feet on something forever, then suddenly, bam, deadline's tomorrow, and I'm a productivity machine. Maybe not the healthiest way to
Mm.
work, but hey, it gets results.
Oh, we've all been there. I mean, you
Yeah.
don't want to live your whole life stressed out, rushing from deadline to deadline, but using that urgency in a positive way, that's the key.
Finding that balance, right? Urgency to motivate you, but not control you. And it all comes back to understanding how it works, the psychology behind it.
Exactly. Know how your brain reacts to it, and you can use that knowledge to make smarter choices, whether it's what you're buying or just how you're living your life.
This has been awesome, honestly. I feel like I have a whole new way of looking at urgency now.
That's what we like to hear. And of course, gotta mention, this whole deep dive, it was powered by Growth Suite, that AI tool helping Shopify stores really personalize urgency and boost those conversions.
Growth Suite helps you create those offers that are just right at just the right time. Feels helpful, not pushy, using data and smart tech to make it all work seamlessly.
So if you're curious, head over to the Shopify App Store, search for Growth Suite, try it out for free on your Shopify store, no risk involved.
So whether you're running a shop online or just trying to be more productive, more intentional in your day-to-day life, understanding urgency, it can be a real game changer.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So with that, we'll leave you all to think about how you can use these ideas. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
See you next time, everyone.